Alright, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. So last time we killed a clown. It's actually quite the bloodbath here, but they were doppelgangers the entire time. Shock, horror.
Have to keep going.
Yes, Rav, have to keep going. What's this? Oh, find Dribbles the clown. Investigate the circus, huh? So there might be a piece here, perhaps. Might as well have a look around. See if there's any evidence of the crime, etc. Ah, I see.
Every sale, Papa Seti. Papa sells good things.
Yeah, I happen to notice you have a certain clown's hand, Popper.
Clown Man is dead. Oh well. Want a treato?
Yeah, I'm not going to pester him about that. I'm more concerned about getting the clown's hand from him, but I guess we can always come back here. We have to grab this piece right now. I mean, Popper did say that he only takes from the dead. I guess he probably found Dribble's body and took the hand. Or at least found a piece of Dribble's body, which was the hand, and then took it. I digress. Let's continue looking around Rivington, because we haven't actually explored very much of it, all things considered. The map here is actually pretty big, despite it just being an area outside the city. Let's go this way. Ooh, a smith. Pretty sure I've sold everything, but I might as well check to see if I have anything else that I've picked up.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Welcome, adventurer. I take it you're new to Rivington. No doubt you came here to choose from my fine selection of weapons. Yes, I seem to have it all. Clubs, swords, maces, bows, cutting and gutting galore. Why don't we see if we can find the perfect weapon for you?
Yeah, how will you know my perfect weapon? I'm also not much of a weapon person. I tend to rely on my spells, but again, I digress. Liesel's halberd is comically large. I'm easily fucking distracted. How will you know my perfect weapon?
I provide a personalized service for my customers to make sure the weapon I choose is the perfect fit. Tell me, how do you like to kill?
Nope. Also, kinda no. Rav doesn't make a point to make people not suffer. He just kills and doesn't really think about it much. Yeah, that's the most accurate one so far. Yeah, I unleash a flood of magic on my enemies. Then I watch them drown.
I see. Playing to your strengths. Keeping things simple. And when you kill someone, what do you feel?
Yeah, Rav doesn't go out of his way to kill people who don't deserve it, really, despite his urges, so relieved usually. It's kill or be killed, and I intend to survive.
I can see it in your eyes, though. You can't help feeling a tingle of pleasure all the same. One more question, if you'll humor me. Do you think you could turn your weapon on those closest to you?
And now Rav is having a flashback to Shadowheart in the Shadowfell. I'm feeling a bit bad about that. Yeah, I guess if there was no other option.
There's a killer inside you, isn't there? It wouldn't take much to push you over the edge.
Huh? Oh. That does not look particularly pleasant.
Look at it, come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. I've been watching, waiting, seeing how you lead your lamb skipping to the slaughter. I could end it now. But I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
So Arin is a shapeshifter. How long has she been watching?
Yep, she is a changeling.
You! Try attacking me when my back isn't turned, you bloody coward!
I didn't attack you. I've been out here the whole time.
Don't dare lie to me. I saw you with my own eyes, grinning at me like some bloody imbecile. I'm gonna knock that smirk right off your face.
Honestly, if Orin's going around and impersonating me, it might be a good idea to start a rumor that I have a twin who is a bit of a handful, shall we say. Because then, who knows, maybe that quote-unquote twin will take the fall on such occasions. You must have been attacked by my twin. He's a real handful. I know I've made a big deal about it every single time I've seen it, but it's just absurd. Plus 17. Gosh, Rav is scarily charismatic. I promise I'll eventually stop commenting on it, but it always catches me off guard after you get favorable beginnings and illithid expertise.
Wow. You'd better knock some sense into that bloody thug before I do. Hard enough trying to make a bloody living without some moron cracking your skull for no good reason. I need a bloody drink. Go on, clear off. I've seen enough of your face today.
So yeah, now we have met Orin. We also had a chance to meet her earlier. I'm not going to spoil when that was because I don't like spoiling things that I don't encounter in my own playthrough.
Here we go.
But that was our first time meeting her. And that dialogue was indeed different because we are Dirge. And that's shorthand for Dark Urge.
Hi! Welcome to the Rivington General. Browse carefully. The weapons are sharp.
She is quite enthusiastic. I assume you're the vendor for this blacksmith. I should have gone to you rather than talking to the man himself.
Scale friend. Hi. Want a blade? Or a bow? Or a dagger? Or maybe a spear is more your thing?
You know,
You look like you know how to use a spear. By spear. What'd you say? Huh?
I was about to say, I think that was the first time my Dragonborn race was acknowledged, but no, Popper did acknowledge it last episode. But this is the first other Dragonborn that we have encountered throughout our journey, I think. Yeah, this is a rather menial job you've landed, fledgling. What path has brought you to such a service as this?
There's nothing menial about serving Gildor Angelion. He's a living legend. Do you know he's won Best Smith in Rivington 7 years in a row? And he says that if I move an off stock, I might even get to have a go on the anvil.
Yeah, I'd check up on your boss if I were you. He's having a bit of a rough time.
Oh, all right. right. Yes. I just got to find a way to bother him. Without actually bothering him. He doesn't like to be disturbed when he's in the zone, see? Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, I'll aid your ventures, little one. Show me your wares.
Oh, yay!
I mean, she seems happy with her lot in life. Believe me, customer service is not my thing, but I won't fault her for enjoying it. Better her than me, after all. Oh, this piece is so tempting for Karlach, but I like the +2 constitution she gets from this. So this is Slapjaw Determination. You gain 15 temporary hit points whenever you rage. That's pretty fantastic. And then when people hit her in melee, they take 5 piercing damage. But her armor class and hit points would go down if I took this, so I don't think I'm going to take this yet. Maybe if we get her constitution higher, then maybe I'll consider it. But right now, don't really think it's worth it, even though it's a pretty good item. This one's also a little bit tempting, the Stalker Gloves. Gain +1 bonus to initiative rolls, and your sneak attacks deal an additional 1d4 psychic damage. Tempting for Astarion, but I kind of want to keep this Hellrider's Pride. It gives Blade Ward whenever he heals, so that's resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And combined with his amulet here, which has a free healing word and mass healing word, that means as a bonus action for a turn, he could just give one or several people Blade Ward just for a turn, which is pretty useful. So I think I'm going to stick to the Hellrider's Pride, but I'm going to keep these gloves in mind. Another thing that I was eyeing is this studded leather armor +2. I was also looking at this Elven Chain, which is you are considered proficient with this armor while wearing it, and then you have a +2 bonus to initiative rolls and advantage on dexterity saving throws. But the thing here is that your AC bonus is limited to +2 because it's medium armor. Rav has +3 dex, so that'd be 16 armor class, whereas this would be 14 +3 because that's his full dex, so that'd be 17. So it's 1 extra armor class, but I don't get the bonus to like initiative and dex saves. But I think I am going to go with this one. I think. Okay, yeah, so I did decide that I want this studded leather +2, and I'm also buying some smoke powder arrows, which I'm going to give to Astarion. He is a melee-focused build, but these arrows are really good, as you can see by the dice that it rolls, 46 plus 46. So it is basically a fireball, half of the damage is force. So those are really nice to have, and I'm selling Reaper's Embrace, which was Ketheric's armor. But yeah.
Want more? Want less? Wanna sell? Wanna buy? You know where I am. Bye!
She does seem happy. Alright, now how does this studded leather look? Because of course that is an important thing. I tend to prefer fashion over function in these sorts of games, but I do have transmogrify as an ability if I need to. Let's dye that my colors and see if that looks better. The black and furnace red. Okay. I'm going to have a look at it in some conversations before I pass a judgment on it, because it could look better in conversations. We'll see. Let's see. Area under investigation.
Crime scene not open to public by order of the Flaming Fist.
Did I hear something about Stelmane being dead? That's a name that the Emperor mentioned. Yeah, let's have a word with you.
You want to know all about Stelmane's murder? Hottest topic in Rivington. Apart from the March of the Absolute's army, I suppose. Got today's edition of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette right here. You want one?
You know murder's not a good thing, right? You seem a bit overly enthusiastic about selling this.
It's great for sales. You want one or not?
Starian. Fine, I'll take one.
Excellent. You enjoy that one, all right? It's really gory.
Stelmane is dead. This does not bode well.
Yeah, I didn't think the Emperor would be too pleased about that. Oh, this is like an actual fucking newspaper. Okay. Baldur's Mouth. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Merchants Guild declares magic item market saved by adventurers. I guess this is what the language looks like in the universe. Ritualistic murder of Duke Stelmane at Elfsong still unsolved. Portmaster Danzo Arkwright in trouble. What is happening to our letters? Pressure mounting between Baldurians and refugees. We can't risk taking spies of the Absolute in donation drive. Blah, blah, blah. I've already seen that. Gortash's coronation imminent. Witness the ascension of Baldur's Gate's first Archduke.
He had nothing to do with his death.
That actually didn't give me as much information as I wanted. We just got to read the headlines. But oh well. But yes, this temple was under investigation. I guess we could have a look in here real quick.
The priests will open the temple up again. You'll see. They're good people. Holy people.
Yeah, I'm sure they will in due time. Depending on how fresh this investigation is, it might be a little bit, though.
They've had nothing but scraps for days.
The crying one weeps today. Our father Lorgan is dead. Murdered.
So who is Father Lorgan?
The best of us. I don't want to talk. My heart is in mourning.
Okay. Perhaps there's somebody else who'll want to talk. Is that a Hollyphant?
Look, investigator. Brilgor might have been a criminal, but he was no murderer. You're missing something. You have to be.
Enough, Yanis. Listen to yourself. You are defending a man who ritually slaughtered your high priest. The evidence speaks for itself. Brilgor killed Father Lorgan, then, be it out of shame or profane duty, offed himself with the same blade. Case closed, Sister Yanis.
Shitey little elephant. Oh, I apologize, stranger. Language like that hardly befits a rector of Ilmater.
Rav's patron is not from Celestia, and honestly, his patron hasn't been annoying yet, so he's not going to say that. Don't apologize. Sounded like a load of bollocks anyway.
I wouldn't go that far. But the investigator is being particularly challenging right now. 2 people just died on temple grounds. Our high priest, Father Lorgan, and one of the new refugees, Brilgor. Investigator Valeria thinks it's a murder and is content to blame Brilgor, the politically convenient target.
What makes Brilgor the politically convenient target?
Brilgor was a refugee. No one sticks up for them at the best of times, and with Gortash in power... Well, I expect the Flaming Fists will ban refugee aid now one of them's blamed for murder.
I'm trying my best to stand up for them. This does seem like a way to prove the innocence of a refugee. Let me help you. I'll look around and see if there's anything to prove Brilgor innocent.
Feel free to look around the temple. But fair warning, the investigator won't change her mind without significant new evidence.
So where can I find the investigator when I'm done?
Charessa's Caress would be my best bet. That's her usual haunt after closing a case.
Any idea what I should be looking for?
Valeria never found the murder weapon, so that could be a start. Anything disproving the refugee murder-suicide angle, really.
And this might seem out of left field, and it kind of is. And for those of you who don't remember, this is related to that sentient amulet we picked up all the way back in Act 1 that wanted us to bring it to Baldur's Gate. Can you tell me where to find Shira Clarwin?
I can tell you where to find her, but she won't be very chatty, I'm afraid. Shira passed away last year. Peacefully, mind. We buried her in the crypt under the temple, if you wish to visit.
Okay, I'd best get going and start on this investigation.
I really hope you find something. For all our sakes.
But yeah, for those of you who aren't really familiar with settings of like Forgotten Realms and such, and were wondering why nobody's questioning like the illithid veins on Rav's face, or what I was saying yesterday about nobody questioning the Emperor's appearance with his tentacles covered. Fuck. A Hollyphant investigator is proof enough that there are some pretty fantastical looking people in this world. So that's why people probably don't question things like that. They just think that you're another fantastical looking person, for lack of a better word.
Infirmary. Justice endures, even in suffering.
Ah, that must be one of the bodies in question. I assume Lorgan, because he's wearing the same robes.
What ails you? Marsh fever? Feather lung? Be quick, I've not got all day.
A bad case of scale chafe. I've been on the road for a rather long time, you see.
You'd interrupt me for something like that? Just rub a bit of aloe on. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a dead high priest to see to.
Yeah, indeed. I'm investigating his death and have some questions.
What do you want to know?
How did he die?
Slowly. Lorgan was a good man, if naive. He deserved better. One of the refugees killed him. Cruelly, too. They cut off his hand, sawed right through the bone. I found a paralytic poison on one of his wounds. Lorgan was alive while they took the hand. He just couldn't scream. It's sick. We give them everything, and all we get is nothing but a good man to bury.
And you think a refugee could afford a good quality paralytic poison, then? I wouldn't think so. Oops, that is not where I clicked, game. Right. Well, this might seem a little bit disrespectful, but it is important. It's a wonder why investigators don't have people who know this spell on their team at all times.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Who killed you?
Dwarf, dressed in red.
Well, I don't know what race this Brilgor is, but if Brilgor is not a dwarf, then that immediately disproves him as the killer. Why did he kill you?
The corpse remains silent. It does not know.
What were you doing when you died?
Hiding Brilgor from fists.
Okay. Where were you attacked?
Tunnels from the cellar. Refuge.
Well, we do know how he died. We do know where he was when he was attacked, so I assume he was hiding him in the tunnels. So why were you hiding him?
Must protect innocence. Ilmater's will.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Okay. I wonder if we can find this Brilgor's body.
Please, leave me be. I've got an awful lot to get done.
Yeah, because the investigator said that Brilgor offed himself, which I don't really believe. I think that he was attacked with Lorgan. I forgot his name for a brief second. Great investigator I am, huh? But if we can find his body and see that he's not a dwarf who's dressed in red, then we'll know that he didn't do the kill.
How goes the search?
I need to know where the bodies are.
Logan's in the room behind us with Sister Rose. Brilgor's buried out back, through the kitchen and the dormitories.
Okay. I will have a look. This might seem a bit disrespectful. Again, I'm gonna have to dig up Brilgor's body, but it's necessary. Blood, and that goes to the tunnel. Perhaps you might know something.
I've said all I have to say already. Now I just want to pack up my kitchen and leave.
Yeah, you should probably clean up that massive blood trail before you go.
I'm not touching it. Not with a mop 10 yards long. That's Father Lorgan's blood.
I'm investigating Lorgan's murder. What do you know?
I know it's not fair. This was the best job I ever had. Lorgan was kinder than most. And now they're blaming a refugee for his death. Typical.
I heard about some secret tunnels where the attack took place. Know anything about that?
He was attacked in the cellar. He had a private altar down there. Used to lack the solitude. The man ate like a horse. A soup-hungry horse. Usually took enough to feed a small clergy down there.
Well, he did call it a refuge. I wonder if that's where he's been hiding people, including where he was trying to hide Brilgor. We should probably look through the priest's things in case one of them might be involved. So, Starian, get lockpicking, please. Also stealing from them too, because why not? Okay, so far nothing. This lock is a little bit more complicated. Failed that investigation. I don't think anybody else can try it.
Never a dull moment. This chest is deeper than it looks. A double bottom, of course.
Last time I tried that, it didn't work. I wonder if that got fixed in an update or if it just didn't work in my game because of a bug or something. The most recent entry in this journal bears particularly heavy quill marks and crossed-through revisions. I penned this from the temple cellar, the only place I feel close to Ilmater's will anymore. I pass my gaze between the crests that hide my sin apparent, and I wonder, who are they to pass judgment? They bark that those who arrive on our doorstep, bloodied and beaten, fleeing from heretical hordes, are dirty, unwelcome, to be shunned, that this is a crime to house that it is a crime to house them, to bring them into the city proper. But if my back must be broken so that others may step into the light, so be it. So yeah, that was Father Lorgan's confessions. It does mention something about the seals down there.
Something smells tasty.
Perhaps a clue to find the hidden tunnels.
Let's go.
And these gloves are actually decent if you're doing an unarmed monk build.
No one stopped me yet.
Okay, so we are done looking through here specifically. Let's go and find Brilgor's body.
Something good here.
Remedial potion. I misread that as remedial poison at first, which was an interesting concept, to say the very least. Okay, so I guess we start looking at some tombstones.
Mikkel Hornkiss gave all to the lepers, fell to the malady himself. He is a beacon to us all. Dominic Sonny lost himself to addiction, but found peace in Ilmater.
Not be cursed.
Narlo Essie. Grief and illness laid ruin, yet her heart held only compassion. The broken god be with her. Geshan Kirkaros built the open-hand temple, gave all in his name. We honor their life and legacy. B. Gardenson gave her life protecting fellow refugees. May the one who endures shelter her. Alvin Muffle Fieldwick gave his fortune to the poor, died in the arms of friends. He will be missed. Millie Runbarrel, killed by the cult of the Absolute. May our martyred father shelter her. Unknown child and her dog, who stood watch over her grave. May they be reunited in Ilmater's grace. Brilgor fell to anger and rage, taking Father Lorgan with him. May Ilmater forgive him.
The investigator had just basically come to that conclusion fuck. Edit that out, future me. The investigator had just come to her conclusion, and yet they had already engraved that into his tombstone. That's not very nice. Especially if we prove his innocence. We're gonna have to request that they change his tombstone, so that's not his legacy forever. Oh, come on, let me open the coffin.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
How did you die?
Pierced. Once. Paralyzed.
Yeah, I'm noticing you're not a dwarf. You are dressed in red, but you're not a dwarf. And you were also paralyzed. Who killed you?
Dwarf. Red clothes. Stranger.
I guess let's cross-reference his story with Lorgan's. Were you alone when you died?
Father Lorgan, helping me.
Why was he helping you?
Fists. After me. Needed to hide.
Where did you die?
Tunnels. Beneath. Temple. Hidden from sight.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
And see how much easier investigations would be if the investigators actually spoke with the dead? Lae'zel, please put him back in his casket rather than leaving him out. Thank you.
All's well that ends. Well, not as bad as it could have. Time to press ahead.
Now let's investigate those tunnels. There's that blood trail and then also the mention of those seals in Lorgan's confessions. Perhaps we could find the murder weapon down there.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I think that was the sound of the seals being acknowledged by the game. Didn't need to pass a perception check because we read about them in the journal.
What's inside?
Yeah, so those are the heraldic signs in question. I kept saying seals by mistake. Sheet music. Plea of rest. Yeah. Don't really need to read those.
A crypt. This must be where Shira Clawin is buried.
I suppose we can take a quick look here before we move on.
Here lies Flintster Sunseeker, born 1400 DR, died 1456 DR. Here lies Satida Atana, born 1411 DR, died 1485 DR. Here lies Reloric Windbane, born 1399 DR, died 1486 DR. Here lies Sister Shira Clawin, date of birth unknown, died 1491 DR.
Okay, I guess.
The tomb of the Amulet Spirit's granddaughter. Time for a family reunion.
Yep.
Darling Shira, faithful to the crying god, long didst I wait, only to find thine empty flesh. Gone thou might be, alas.
Can I not talk to you? Oh. Okay, then.
Honored Shira, her spirit hath fled, and her body but merely a husk. Swear I did to shed this foul mania and bestow it upon Shira. She was to endure, to suffer, as was her god Ilmata's wont. Who now shall bear the madness Shah has wrought on me, so I might no longer suffer? Oh, shall it be thou?
Yeah, Rav is not very bright, but he's gonna have a think anyway. See if any bells are rung in his head. Sure, I'll do Tides of Chaos. Nope.
Try as you might, you can't intuit the price of bearing the monk's madness.
And what happens if I do say yes?
Thou shalt know the extent of Shah's mania, Tasha's hideous laughter at thine beck and call. But at what cost? Who might say?
Tasha's hideous laughter is a first level spell. Not all that powerful unless this has any special benefits to it. This particular instance of it, that is. Well, I've endured for quite a long while with this dark urge. This can't be nearly as bad as that. I guess if it'll bring you peace, I will bear your madness. Might as well do something good with this ruined body of mine. That's what I've been trying to do lately anyway. Been trying to make things better, rather than worse, like I probably did before my mind was turned to mincemeat. Perhaps this will be some amount of redemption for me.
Your muscles tingle and your mouth twitches as the laughing madness spreads through you. The madness tugs at your mind, prods in places best left untouched. You feel your wisdom begin to drain.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, so that's just a check and not a save? That's a bit disappointing, because sorcerers are proficient with Constitution saves. I'm going to call upon the parasite to absorb the strike, I think. I don't know what this will do. I've never accepted this curse. It just seemed like a fitting thing for Rav to do. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it won't weaken my illithid powers. Although now I say that. Oh god, what if it does? You know what? No. Let's do Constitution. I don't want to risk it weakening my illithid powers. I'm going to steel myself and guide the sensations elsewhere. Not quite good enough. Do I want to use another inspiration? Wisdom isn't really an important stat for Rav. And if it does go elsewhere, what if it decides, oh yeah, charisma is next? You know what? No. I'm just gonna let it happen.
A lopsided grin stretches your face as the madness saps your wisdom. You giggle, struck by the absurdity of the moment. A spirit hiding inside an amulet has brought you to the body of his granddaughter and possessed it. Outrageous. Ridiculous. Once again, you feel your wisdom draining away. Hilarious. What is it?
Okay, so it's trying again to drain my wisdom. Ooh, boy. Yeah, no, I'm calling upon the tadpole now. Yeah, we're good.
The urge to laugh dwindles. Though you can't help but chuckle. You withstood the monk's madness and earned Tasha's hideous laughter.
My friend, forgive me, for this mind was not mine own. May laughter be thy gift, never thy curse, the morning Lord calls. Canst thou feel the warmth of his blessing? This is not my final twilight, but a new dawn. Farewell.
The corpse is an empty husk once more. The monk, liberated from madness, is finally at peace.
He's gone. Well, he was always good for a laugh.
So now I can cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Once per long rest without a spell slot. Doesn't seem like a very good reward, actually. As I said, it's a first level spell. Let's assess the damage. My wisdom, I think, was decreased by 1. Yeah, it shows it right here. Decreased by 1. I don't think I had very many wisdom skills I was proficient in anyway. Medicine. Although my proficiency bonus is making that pretty high. That's from the Haunted One background that I have that proficiency. My perception was already garbage because I'm missing an eye. Yeah, I guess it's not a huge deal that we lost 1 point of wisdom. That's fine. Do you guys have anything to say about that?
Fucking shapeshifter.
Oh.
She'll try to break our best asset, our trust. Fortunately, she's no match for our second best asset. Me.
Yeah, I can trust you to defend us. Sorry, I did not talk to you guys after that. Anything else to say?
Hey, soldier.
Nope. Okay.
Orin, Skra, burn away the shadows she hides in, tear off her mask, and you'd reveal her for what she is, a shivering child.
Okay, and how about you, Astarion?
It's not enough. We have a gallery of villains to look out for, but now we could be infiltrated by a shape changer? I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced, or because this group is full of weirdos.
Probably the latter currently. But yeah, out of curiosity, are you worried about Cazador finding you, or finding out you're back?
I won't lie. The thought hardly fills me with glee. Even with my newfound advantages, he's still an incredibly powerful vampire. But he's arrogant too. If he does hear I'm back, he'll try to take me and expose himself in the process. Then I'll be able to strike.
My brain misinterpreted the use of the word expose himself there, and I had a very unpleasant mental image. Not going to go into detail. Yeah, it sounds risky. I'm not saying no to it, though.
It's something of a gamble, true, but if I can win, if I can beat him, it would be worth any risk. So yes, I do worry about facing him. But if we can get his attention, finding the ritual's location will be much easier, and that could give me the edge I need.
Finding the ritual's location. I don't think you're supposed to know about that. Act 3 has a few bugs like that with dialogue and such, so you'll have to forgive those when they come up. But yeah, oh yeah, another thing I wanted to check real quick. Is it this page? No, it's this one. Humanoid, Baldurian, Forbidden Knowledge, Haggide, Dragonborn, Sorcerer, Warlock, Great Old One, and Dark Urge. Okay, so I didn't get any sort of flag for accepting that madness then. It does look like I ended up weathering the madness and resisting it, so it's actually like not set in. I just wanted to check that to see if I need to maybe start playing, role-playing Rav is a bit insane. But no, I guess not. I think he actually managed to resist the madness. But that is all for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.